Hey yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in on this episode. I have Spud Tuber. He's in his T71 DA Tier 7 American Light Tank, the auto-loader version of the T71. He's on Fisherman's Bay and has spawned into the South Spawn. And he's going to actually have a pretty good game here, but it ends up being a loss in the end. So we'll talk about how that goes. I think this is a great initial position, especially on Fisherman's Bay with the changes. Coming up here with this bush line, and look at all these guys to shoot, and he picks a guy he knows he can pen and goes after the Tiger one and absolutely makes this guy's day miserable right here. There's one that's blocked, puts another one in, somehow he disappears and comes back, and he's just getting absolutely wrecked right here. One more for good measure, but that one's bounced. And then watch these shots come in. There's two Suma SMs right next to him. They're going to drive up. Oh my. Looks like a laser fire coming in there. They just absolutely wrecked that poor guy. And I don't know if both of them were shooting. I assume they were. And whether that was some kind of reflection or something, that was odd. But anyway, he's clipping, getting his shots back together, and has done a nice job of getting some spotting. 868 and already 600 damage, so that's a really good start. Good initial positioning with a scout, which is exactly what you want to do. You've given your team some SA on where guys are going. You've helped damage some people and facilitated some damage from the Sumas. And now the defender's getting shot at by them, and he's pretty hurt. Looks like Spud now has his clip ready, and he's just going to come in and put his shots into the side armor. There's a bounce. There's one in. Guy looks at him for a second, ignores him, unknown what he's trying to do, but holy cow, just goes down and backing up, looking for protection. So far so good. I think he's done a nice job as far as positioning goes. Looks like his team's got a fairly good matchup over on the west side, and the town is light, but only a IS-6 is driven into there. One thing I would say about this right there, Spud, is you spent a lot of time reloading, which is fine, but there was no reason why you couldn't have been driving around. I think you may have been trying to avoid getting sniped by TDs and the artillery taking a shot in there, but you probably sat there longer than you had to in order to take care of that. Plus, you were staring in one direction the whole time. I would have taken that opportunity to do some of this. If you're going to sit there, just look around, see what's going on. A picture's worth a thousand words. You know, you're looking this way and you can go, okay, I see the T29 behind me, but why not do this and go, where is he exactly behind me? Oh, okay, got it. It's a small thing, but every little thing like that counts. Kind of moving through the middle, seeing if you can see anything. A bit dangerous because there's quite a few guns, and if somebody was sitting there hold down, you might have taken a hit. I like this decision as well. You're going to come through here, you get spotted by one of those guys, and you kick out back towards the south a little bit just to spoil any shots that might be coming in. You're going in here to help this IS-6B take out this IS-6 who is overextended. And this is a great decision right here. You're going to go through here. I think that Suma C, or maybe the IS-6 did. This is crazy because you get spotted. You've been spotted for about 5 seconds. You come around this corner. You get, holy cow, the Crusader shot you. Hopefully you processed that. Initially I thought it was from a tank, and I thought you sitting here right there was probably not a great idea. Put another shot in the Suma. Now it's time to get out of here. But it was the artillery. Also realize, though, if he's got that little gun, he may be pretty quickly ready to shoot at you again. Down goes that Suma. Down goes your IS-6. Alright, off he goes out of town. Still looking pretty even. Looks like the guys over on the west got this sorted out pretty well. This is looking pretty good, so the next thing he needs to do is go find his next victim. Working back to the middle, there's nobody there. Looks like there's an IS and an T28 HTC in there. Doesn't quite get that shot. I might have taken it. Would have been nice to take him out, and then oops, there's another Suma right there in front of him. So somebody did move up into the middle. And his town guys are not that strong right now. If we go take a look at them, we've got one down to a one shot and the other one at 700 hit points. So if you can help them at all, that'd be good. The RHM is really camping in the back. So there you go. Come up here and we'll start working these bush lines. Yeah, get inside those bushes. There we go. Take a shot at him. That's definitely going to get you spotted. Guy just drives down into town. I'd have been very careful here because I think you had a chance of being hit by the artillery. I might have covered up as soon as he spotted me and not really sat there too long. Coming around, there you go. So that's a good move. Might get a shot there. No, not quite. And you get spotted. Looking for the HTC. That was a bit dangerous to me. You kind of cross that open spot there. I don't know if really any TDs would be back down there, but you're also sort of poking into where the HTC is. And unknown why he didn't simply just look for you after you were spotted there. He's kind of driving around. And you picked that weak spot. And holy cow, good on you, man. You made that happen. That was a little bit nervous to me. Got me a little bit nervous. Nice job hitting C. Now we're reloading. So really controlling this middle with the scout, getting in there, assassinating tanks that are hurt, and continuing to help guys as best as he can. Maybe a little late getting down in here to help him. Down goes that Suma, but you've got an RHM moving in. Yep, I like this. Approach him to where he can't see you. Now, he's at 700, so you're going to have a hard time killing him, but if you get a little help from this RHM, the two of you should be able to eat this guy alive. There's one. There's another one. And he's doing a nice job of getting away from you. You leave him at, what, 102. The RHM bounces, so the thing's got pretty good armor. You've got 2 more shots, so I think this is a good idea. Just come in on him. Nice shot into the side. Heading out. Hit C. Now he's reloading again, so I think that's all very good. Well done there. I'm surprised that didn't destroy. I thought those little edge things would break, but not so much. And holy cow, what happened over on the west side? Those guys looked like they were in great shape over there, and now they are all gone. So you've got the T-34 2GFT, and when he sent me this in, it was really about this part of the game where he had a question about how to proceed. He's doing really well, 1,400 spotting, 3,000 damage. He's got 3 kills, and he still has some team around him to help out. Unfortunately, the GW is probably a lost cause, and that sucks because he could have used the arty. As much as I hate to say it at this point, especially with TDs. Lurking around, might be nice to have them. So he's going to come over here, and this map has changed a bit. Like even these little airplanes, I just noticed them right here. So we've got the bush line, which is not nearly as robust, sitting along here now. You've got this ridge up here where the T20 and the 34 2GFT are, and unfortunately for Spud, he has a T26 E5 that is AFK, and that really does stink. It's good because it can spot them if they get within its spotting range. It's bad because a lot of the stuff that's out there is going to outspot that T26. So right now he's just kind of using him as a spotter, and I think, Spud, this is a great position initially for you to start looking around. You're going to wait here for a while and see if they want to push onto Cap. It's unfortunate your RHM headed up to the northeast. That was kind of foolish of him. He really needs to stick around nearer to you and support you. This guy comes out and he sees the T26 E5, and you shoot, track, and damage him. Holy cow. And down he goes. Not even bouncing one. That's crazy. I guess you bounced one. You get one on him, but you don't quite get to him. Ah, frustrating. But they know the shots, where the shots are coming from. So if they're any kind of smart, they know that you're in that general area. So what I would do here, that's a really weird, I'm not sure what was going on there. Really weird artifact on the replay. They have a good understanding of where you are. Even if they think you're up here, they know you're over on this part of the map. I would have probably just left this part of the map. Now you're fast enough, if they do drive down onto the Cap, you'll be able to see them. It's very unlikely that you're going to get another spot out of that T26. Because the artillery's pounding on him and somebody's got him spotted. That T20's got plenty of bushes to see that guy from up there. So there you go. I agree with this. Change position. Here comes the RHM. He's coming back, which is good. He needs to stick around you as much as possible. So you got a couple choices here, I think, Spud. You do have to be wary of them piling 2 or 3 guys in the Cap and you being maybe way up here. If they get 3 and you're up in the north, you probably, even with your speed, you may not be able to get back. So that's something you need to watch for. Which way are they going to be coming from? Probably from here on the west side, or maybe up the middle. But we're talking about a T20 that's here. We're talking about a Udes, which is quite fast. He could be coming up the middle or along this ridge line right here, or these tree line in here. So that's what I would expect. This portion of the map is where they should be coming from, I would suspect. So you can either come around here and come up the back and maybe catch somebody out up on these edges, but even that's going to be a little difficult. Or I think the best plan is to go up into the middle and start to look around. But you need to be very careful about that and leave yourself an out. Plus, the RHM can at least support you if you're on that back edge of the middle, the side you're on now. Which means if you dive off of it and they attempt to chase you, he should have shots on them. The other good news is if they jump on the cap, he's right there to support as well. So I agree with this move. There is the other option. There goes the T26. Now that's important information right there. The Udes killed him. That tells you that he is within draw distance, which is probably up along this ridge up in here somewhere. He may have been all the way over here. He's fast enough. He could be with the T20, or he's maybe up in this area along here. He's got draw distance, or had draw distance on that T26. That was important to know. There's the T20. Holy cow. And he disappears. And now you've got to be very careful because you're really out in the open. The other thing to remember here is, one, artillery, and number two, there's also the Saint-Emile. Yep, Saint-Emile. It's unlikely the Saint-Emile is going to move forward. It could happen, but more than likely you're going to find him somewhere back here in a bush, overwatch on the cap. So you got to go with what the highest percentage play is. Yes, you could run into him trundling up this hill in the middle, but that's highly unlikely. I like this move into the bushes just to kind of take a look. This is why I like to carry binocs and camo, for this very reason right here, because sometimes it will burn through things a little bit better. But that's pretty situational in this one part of the game. And now we're going to start moving across here, and holy cow, there's the Udes. All right, so you stop and you turn and you're getting ready to take shots, and man, that is the exact wrong the exact wrong plan right here, because he's going to spin pretty quick. Man, he's already looking at you. You shoot, he tracks you, you fix it, but you're just sort of taking shots, and oh geez, down we go. So you had to expect that, right? You got hit by everything that could see you. The Saint-Emile hit you, the T20 hit you, the Udes hit you. You had to know that they were all going to have shots on you right here. So the second you were spotted, I'd have dove right and down. And yeah, I may have been running into the Udes, but that's fine. At least I'm running away from two of the guns. Or if you're just going to back up behind this building and get out of the line of fire of this guy. Don't stand in and try to machine gun him down, because there's just too many other guns. Plus the artillery, I don't even know if it fired yet, but it was fixing to do so pretty soon because you got spotted right there. At that point, once you break cover, your only friend in a light is speed, and stopping to take those shots is probably not the best idea right there. So that's really the biggest thing I had for you. I think you did a really nice job from the beginning to the middle of the game. You might have been able to go up this way and look for the artillery and the Saint-Emile, but as you can tell, the Udes and the T20 were fixing to get down here towards the cap. However, remember, they had to worry about this guy. So once you saw the RHM coming back, the other option was, if the middle wasn't working out, to come back around this way and maybe work yourself up this side of the north side of their cap, and maybe try to find that Saint-Emile and take out their artillery. And then you can come back here and start working on these guys at your leisure. That was an option. As it was, the middle was fine what you were doing, but breaking cover and then stopping, that was not good. A little more patience, I think, on your side. Instead of driving across this high middle part, maybe circle back around and get into some of these bushes to look down this way, or dive down into this low position and get up towards these bushes and look for the Saint-Emile, but just kind of driving out in the open here where you're crossfired, you know you're going to be by pretty much everything they've got. Probably not the best idea. Still though, man, 3,700 damage, 1,900 spotting, nice game overall. I hope that analysis helps you a little bit right there. You know, so a lot of times I try to go back into the game a considerable amount to find out where critical errors are made, but quite honestly, you played this really nicely up to trying to figure out how to find those last few guys, and that's where a scout's going to make his money at the end of the game. In the exact situation you're in, you're down some tanks, but you know you've got the view range advantage, minus potentially the ridiculous Udes, but that's a whole nother subject. At least he was driving around when you saw him, and you were able to light the guy up. But that's where you make the money with the scout, is finding them a little bit earlier than they find you, and that's going to require maybe just a touch more patience on your part, and then knowing when it's time to skedaddle. All right, guys, that's all I've got. Hope you like what you saw. If you learned something, if you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Remember, we're trying to get to 1,000, man, 1,000. We will see you.